Everyone. Guess what we're going to do first? We're going to sing. So if you can stand as you were able, and we're going to start out with Deck the Halls. Are you ready? But that's not all. There's more. We're going to do one more congregational song. So please, if you feel like standing, please do so. And we've got Janice on the harp. We've got Judy and Scott Jameson on piano and violin. Woo! So this is going to be fun. And now we're going to sing God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. So we want to hear from you. Let's do this. Good job, everyone. Love it. Well, good morning and happy Christmas Sunday, everybody. Woohoo. Thank you all for being here at Unity Spiritual Center Spokane, where we are all about our mission of, read it with me, transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in our world. Good job. My name is Amber McKenzie, and I will be your platform assistant this morning. If everyone could just please take a moment to silence your cell phones, that would be greatly appreciated. As always, we want to begin our time together by sharing our opening affirmation. I will say it once, and then you can repeat it with me. There is only one presence and one power, active in my life and in the universe, God the good. Together, there is only one presence and one power, active in my life and in the universe, God the good. This is Unity's foundation principle: one power, one life, living through and as each and every one of us. This morning, we are excited to hear from our transformational speaker, with Reverend David McClure, who will be giving part 2 of his Christmas series. And this time, it's How Scrooge Gave Back Christmas. So we're looking forward to that. He will also be leading us in today's meditation. We are so very excited to have special music this morning from Scott and Judy Jameson, woohoo! As well as Janice Mayfield on harp. And then we are also really excited to have a special musical presentation from our women's choral group over here. So lots of fantastic music this morning. But before we get to all the good stuff, I've got some news you can use, which is also good stuff. So first off, as always, please sign up for our weekly e-newsletter that comes out on Wednesday mornings. You can sign up with the QR code, or you can sign up on our website. I can also help you directly if you need help getting those emails. Let me know. I'd love to help people do that. Everything that we say up here, we put in the newsletter and then some. So lots of good information always coming out. So we encourage you to receive those. Let's see. Next, we've got Reverend David McClure is giving a class, another class. This time it is a Course in Miracles Made Easy book study. So it's 12 weeks. It's going to be Wednesdays on Zoom, January 12th to March 30th. And then we also have Thursdays in the chapel here at Unity, also from 10 to 11. And that one starts January 13th. So you can choose or you can skip between. A Course in Miracles has captivated the minds and captured the hearts of millions of people all over the world, delivering inner peace where fear and pain once prevailed. Its universal message is unsurpassed in its power heal. Yet many students seem to have difficulty grasping its principles. Alan Cohen, author of 24 books, began his career by accepting an invitation by Reverend David to speak at Unity Spiritual Center in 1975, a year before the course was published. Since then, he has gone on to become an ardent student of the course and an internationally known speaker. So Alan Cohen's ACIM student and teacher for more than 30 years takes the big picture ideas from the course and brings them down to earth in an easy to understand book and chapters. So do get that book. It's on Amazon if you want to take this book study. And then what we'll do is, if you're interested in registering, you can do that online, or we have a table set up in the back today where you can sign up there, okay? And then you'll receive emails about the course when it starts and the Zoom link if you decide to do Zoom. So stay tuned for that. Next, we have another book study. This one is offered by Al Konigsveld, and it's called A Recent Revelation by Jim Rosemergy. Do I say his name right? Okay, Rosemergy. So this is... I'll read what Al wrote. It's exploring this book by one of our former ministers. In each chapter, Jim explores one aspect of New Thought Christianity, such as love, salvation, the second coming, and the devil. Each short chapter starts with Jesus' thought on the subject, and then Jim's reflections on Jesus' teachings. The chapters are short, easy to read, and thought-provoking. Our goal will be to reflect on 2 topics every week for 7 weeks. Zoom calls will begin on Thursday, January 13th at 7 p.m. and will last about 1 hour. The book is available on Amazon as well as the Kindle edition. And what we'll do is have you register for that either online through the e-news, or you can sign up in the back. Again, today we'll have registration that you can just write your name and email. And I believe someone will be at that table to help you. So great. Super exciting. 2 book studies in January. Okay, next we've got Zoom Earth Care class. We were supposed to have it last Wednesday, but there was a little bit of a glitch. So guess what? Spirit wants you to take it this Tuesday, December 21st. We love it when that happens. So it'll be 6:30 to 8 p.m. again on Zoom. I sent out a Zoom link to everyone in the e-news, so you don't necessarily need to register, but we like it if you do. So if you're interested in taking that class, either just sign up for it through the e-news. There'll probably be a sign up in the back as well. Or just look for that link in the e-news from this last week. You won't get it this week. And if you need help, let me know. I can always send it to you directly. So that's exciting. Another opportunity to take that Earth Care class. Okay, next we've got Christmas Eve coming up. Of course, December 24th at 7 p.m. We are having a candlelight ceremony. So please join us for that. Again, Christmas Eve, and we will have music, candles, affirmations, and more. And childcare is available that evening, so if you have kids, please bring them, and we'll have some activities in the youth area. Finally, the bookstore has some new items. We've got affirmation journals, affirmation cards, really cool stuff that just came in, I think, Thursday? So come check that out if you're interested. We also have beautiful cards available. And we will be open today, but we will not be open next Sunday. So just keep that in mind if you have any last-minute gifts you want to get people. Super fun stuff in the bookstore, and I will be there after services. My kids are going to be here helping as well, so they're excited to do that. Oh, and we have like 13 more love signs available. 13 more. So they're almost gone, and I see them everywhere now. I think they're ours. I don't know, but it makes me happy. And again, those are $8 each. That includes tax. So please stop by the bookstore and pick up yours. Like I said, there's only 13 available. Okay, and now we've got a board update with Joan Breckling. Joan, come on up, I think, right? Oh, there she is.
Okay, with all those wonderful announcements, I'll try to keep this short, but I did want to wish each of you a Merry Christmas on behalf of your Board of Trustees. And also, just to let you know that we are, even through the holidays, working hard on several things, one of which is to really clarify our membership policies, our bylaws, so that we can really reflect the mission-centric ministry that we have here. And so in January, we'll be unfolding that so that if you're interested in learning about membership here, we will have more information for you. And also, just finally, I am so filled with gratitude. It's been just about a year since Jane and Gary Simmons retired, and I'm just so grateful for the vitality and the spirit and just who we are as a congregation, that we have continued to thrive. And I'd just like to ask everyone who has volunteered in any way in 2021 to please stand up. We'd just like to and those at home, wave at us if you're watching. Let's give everybody a hand. Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to have one more congregational song. This is the first Noel, and then we will have meditation with Reverend David. So if you'd like to stand, please feel free, or sit, either way. First Noel.
Good morning. Actually, there's 17 more verses to that, but I need a little time up here. Good to see you this morning. Amber mentioned that we'll be starting a book study on A Course in Miracles, but not just A Course in Miracles. A Course in Miracles made easy, and that's a great help for all of us, including me, because, well, that's another story. But there's a book that I picked up recently, which is a thought for the day from A Course in Miracles, for every day of the calendar year. And I happened to look at Christmas this morning just to see what was going on. So we're going to meditate on Christmas with A Course in Miracles made easy. So I invite you to relax, take a couple of deep breaths, and allow the Christ that was first indicated to us in Bethlehem so long ago, but which is just as present, just as active, just as real as the Christ in this room right now. As you relax and breathe into that concept, that idea, that truth, here's what the Course in Miracles says on Christmas, December 25th. The Christ within us deserves acknowledgement. I'll look for the Christ everywhere today. Now, generally, when we look at each other, what is it that we see? Perhaps we see selfishness or greed or fear, anger, loneliness, maybe pain. But we've come to realize that that which we see, that which we project, is what we expect. We don't expect joy and peace and love unless that is in our hearts, unless that is in our awareness and consciousness. The decision to change how we see people in our midst is tiny but quite profound. If we feel inadequate or lacking or unlovable, we may project that onto others and bring them down to our level. But they can't be better than we are, and they can't be any different than we are. Christ lives within all of us. If Christ lives in me, Christ lives in you and in everyone you meet today and in every day of your eternal life from this point on. And that recognition eliminates everything but the loving perception that we have for one another. So this morning, we know that the Christ within deserves acknowledgement not only in ourselves, but in everyone we meet and everything we see today. And we change what we think about ourselves, and in that process, we change who we are and who everyone we meet is and always has been. And so in this consciousness, we look for the Christ in all. And so it is. Amen.
We have another little treat for you. We're going to perform an encore for you that we performed before, but this one's a little bit different. It's a little special. It's God Bless Us, Everyone. But we thought since we had him here this evening, we had to have him conduct one more time. The arranger of this piece of music, Bill Ross.
Son
Christmas, everyone. Well, I need to share with you, I have one more wise man story that I wanted to share with you this morning. Don and I served as co-ministers in Dallas, Texas for 8 years, Unity of Dallas. And while we were there, we picked up a little Texas accent here and there from listening to all y'all people that were there. And this has to do with that. There was a small Texas town where they had a nativity scene that showed great skill and talent from those who created it. But there was one small feature about this nativity scene that was kind of bothersome. The three wise men were wearing firemen's helmets. A stranger drove into town that Christmas Eve night and noticed the nativity scene in the town square, and totally unable to come up with a reason or explanation for this, he stopped at the 7-Eleven on the outskirts of town, and he asked the lady behind the counter about the helmets. And all of a sudden she got enraged and she yelled at the man and said, "You darn Yankee, don't you ever read your Bible?" And the man assured her that he did, but he simply couldn't recall anywhere in the Bible where firemen were mentioned. She jerked out her Bible from behind the counter and ruffled through some of the pages and finally jabbed her finger in that passage and stuck it in the man's face and said, "See, it says right here, the three wise men came from afar." Well, I want to talk about that this morning. I want to talk about you and where you are on your Christmas journey. Are you near or afar from Christmas? Last week we talked about Dr. Seuss's character, the Grinch, and he certainly came from afar, from "I hate Christmas" to a heart 3 times bigger than it was before. And that's quite a transformation and quite a change. Once again today we have Charles Dickens' character, Ebenezer Scrooge, coming from afar. And the distance he traveled was from bah humbug to God bless us everyone. And that's quite a distance as well. My question to you this morning is, how far away are you from the true meaning of Christmas, the Christmas state of mind that we are all headed towards? Because each and every one of us are on the same journey, the exact same journey as the Grinch and Scrooge. They may be fictional characters, but they still represent the journey that we all travel. It was Bishop Hunthausen who summed it up best. He said, "For each of us, there is a desert to cross, a star to discover, and a being within ourselves to bring to life." A desert to cross, a star to discover, and a being to bring to life within ourselves. The basic truth about Christmas is that whether we know it or not, we are all following that same star to Bethlehem. And by that I mean that you and I are being led to a place in our consciousness that we might describe as a heart-to-heart encounter with who and what we truly are, and also an encounter with what y'all are in yourself and in the whole world. Are you truly Christ blessed and Christ born? You are blessed to be the Christ, and right now that star whatever it may be for you, is guiding you to that place where you can ultimately discover who you ultimately are and always have been, and it's nothing less than the Holy One, the one that is the one. There's an experience that Sue Monk Kidd recounts in her book, When the Heart Waits. She was visiting a monastery about 2 days before Christmas, and as she passed a monk walking outside, she greeted him with "Merry Christmas." The monk's response caught her off guard. He said, "May Christ be born in you." It was not what she expected. She expected the usual "Merry Christmas" or "Happy Holiday" in reply. Her words seemed strange and peculiar to her at the time. What did he mean, "May Christ be born in you"? At the time, she was unsure what that meant, and she felt that she needed to take that into prayer. And what she came to was the realization that Advent, which we are celebrating here, is a time of spiritual preparation and arrival. Arrival for what? Arrival for a transformation, a personal transformation in all of us. It's this discovering that Christ is always and only born in the opening and waiting heart. That's the only place where Christ can be born. Now, last week we talked about the Grinch's journey. We saw how the Grinch traveled afar, a long distance, from a heart that was 2 times too small to a heart that was 3 times too bigger. That was his journey. He traveled from that place of "I hate Christmas" to a place where he felt all toasty inside. And we are seeing that we too travel that distance, that we travel as we approach the subject of Christmas and the real reenactment of Christmas in our own mind and heart. If we follow the guiding star from a place of cold-heartedness to a place called toastiness, we might say, how far is that? How far is it? Embracing Christmas and joining the celebration. Joining the celebration means that you reach a state of mind where you can say with warmth and heart 3 times bigger, "God bless us, everyone." Now, Scrooge's journey is very much the same as the Grinch's journey. He went from bah humbug to "God bless us, everyone." Let's start with his well-known reaction to Christmas and just about everything else, bah humbug. What does that mean, and what does it symbolize? Where in our own lives right now are we reacting to the life that we are encountering in our experience with a bah humbug state of mind? How much bah humbugness is there going on in your life right now? Not just about Christmas, but about me, about anybody, about life, about what's going on in the world, the pandemic, everything else. Actually, this phrase is rather misunderstood. When Scrooge decries Christmas as humbug, it's often taken as a general displeasure and bitterness. But Scrooge didn't hate Christmas at the start of this tale, the Christmas Carol. He thought it was a complete fraud. And although associated forevermore as an anti-Christmas cheer, the word humbug was commonly used back in Dickens' time when he wrote this back in 1843. And it meant a hoax or a deceit. So we might describe it as an attitude in which we may view a portion of our lives or of each other's lives as fake, as a hoax, having no lasting value or substance to it. For example, we may think of the whole Christmas scene as nothing more than a rap race. who can rap faster and longer and harder than anyone else. Nothing but pure commercialism, a time to make money and to add to our garage full of possessions that one of these days we're going to get around to using. So that attitude basically says there's no Christ born in Bethlehem. That's baloney. And certainly there's no Christ born in me. It's all a tale made up by a power-hungry church organization or a bunch of people that have got together and made this up. There's no peace on earth, goodwill towards men. It's all humbug. It's all humbug. It's a complete waste of time and money. And there was the key word for Scrooge. Scrooge, the only thing that he valued that he thought was not fake at all was money. And he built a wall of nothing but money around him, so that any expenditure that he might make of any kind would be like taking a brick out of that wall. He lived every day of his life in fear of anything that threatened this security blanket that he had, the almighty dollar, or in his case, the English pound. Now, Charles Dickens described Scrooge as a person who operated a prosperous counting house where he begrudges every penny that he is forced to spend. We read in the book that poor Bob Cratchit, his loyal clerk, nearly freezes to death because Scrooge allows him a small lump of coal to warm his office. Here's exactly what Scrooge is described as by Dickens. Oh, but he was tight-fisted with his hand to the grindstone. This Scrooge, a squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner, hard and sharp as flint, from which no steel had ever struck out generous fire, secret and self-contained and solitary as an oyster. That's just for starters, you know. Now, he had plenty of money to give to charity, but he never gave it because he thought that poor people are simply lazy people who do not have a right to be merry at all. He did not care for poor people at all. In fact, he said that if they don't have money to live, they should rather die and decrease the surplus population. Now, as a boy, Scrooge was abandoned by his father. He blamed him for the death of his mother, who died when she was giving birth to Ebenezer. And during the Christmas season, while all the other children went home to be with family, young Ebenezer was left on his own at school. And as he got older, he began to crave money and valued only that. Love was only important if it made financial sense to him, which eventually cost him his only true love. Dickens, in A Christmas Carol, is really an allegory of our world and what's still going on in our world, where we travel that distance from bah humbug to God bless us everyone. It's a journey that we are on and take throughout our life. Bah humbug represents all the values in us or in humanity that are opposed not only to the idea of Christmas, but to the idea that life is even worth living at all. So Scrooge starts from there, that on his journey to the manger, to the Christ. Charles Dickens, however, in his great novel, A Christmas Carol, holds out hope that even Scrooge, if ever anybody can change, if Scrooge can change, then maybe there's hope for each one of us too. Maybe we all can change. And so we are traveling from humbugging to God bless us everyone. That's the journey we're on. So my question is, where are you right now? right here and right now, can you truly and honestly say, God bless us, everyone, and mean everyone? Or is there a certain section that you are willing to bless? This side over here, for example. Yeah. We'll bless them. But these guys over here, we're not too sure about them. Or are there still people in the world who are still on your humbug list? And maybe you're on that list yourself, and put yourself there. Will you ever come to know that the journey you're on is the same journey that we are all on, and it leads us from afar to a first-hand and immediate experience of the presence of God in us, in everyone. And I repeat, everyone, no matter who. So Dickens presents Scrooge's journey from an attitude of money as being the only thing that matters, the only authentic reality in life. And Scrooge believes that to be happy, we must have money. And the more we have, the merrier we can be. Perhaps there have been times in your life, and I'm certainly true of me too, where we have felt that only money can make me happy, only money can make a difference. We've all heard the expression, the person holding the most toys at the end is the winner of the life experience. And so if you have that attitude, is there any hope for you changing it to God bless everyone? There's a story about an elderly Scrooge-like guy who is near the end of his life. And so he gathers his lawyer, his doctor, and his clergyman at his bedside and hands them an envelope, and in each envelope is $25,000 in cash. And he makes them promise that after his death, at his graveside, before they shovel the dirt in on his coffin, they are to throw these 3 envelopes into his grave, because he believes that he can take it with him. That's how attached he is. And he wants to have enough money to enjoy whatever lies in his head in his next life. And so a week later, he dies. And at the graveside, the lawyer, the doctor, and the clergyman, as promised, each have their envelope, and they each throw it into the grave before they start covering it with dirt. And they bid their old client farewell and walk away. But several months later, they meet, and the clergyman, he says, I need to confess something to you, that the envelope I threw in, I only put $10,000 in there because I have some missions in South Africa that I've got to take care of, and I ask forgiveness from the other 2 of you for doing that. Well, the doctor is moved by the clergyman's sincerity, and he confesses that he kept some money out too for a worthy medical charity that he supported. He only had $8,000 in his envelope, and he felt that that's all he could give. Well, by this time, the lawyer was seething with self-righteousness and outrage, and he expressed his deep disappointment to his companions, and he said, I'm the only one who kept my promise. I threw in my envelope, and then it was a check for the full amount. So there's a lot of Scrooging going on there, I would think, from bah humbug. Now, in order, according to Dickens, to give Scrooge some different perspectives on what was truly going on and what was truly valuable, he was visited by 3 ghosts, as we remember. These 3 ghosts represent 3 different moments in time that are, it would seem, forever haunting us, forever surrounding us at all times. Now, a ghost can be anything that is disquieting, sobering, life-changing in our lives, can have that kind of an impact on us. We have all been haunted by these three ghosts, and maybe even today, maybe even right now, they are around us and getting our attention. We can ignore them, but we can't be without them. They will sooner or later make their presence known to us. And these three are the past, the present, and the future. Especially do they pertain to the Christmas season as we approach it. First, the ghost of Christmas past shows Scrooge tales from his childhood, and shows him being left behind and coming into a sense of money is the important thing, and the girl that he was betrothed to finally leaves him, and she goes off and becomes a very successful and happy person, but Scrooge is upset, and so the ghost returns him to his bed. The ghost of Christmas present is taking Scrooge to the Cratchit family, where he sees the humility which the family tolerates during its poverty, the sight of Tiny Tim, who is sick and weak, and this saddens Scrooge. And next, the Spirit shows him his nephew and his friends, who are laughing about Scrooge and saying, what a ridiculous fellow Scrooge is. And lastly, the ghost shows him two poor children, and they are called Ignorance and Want. And the ghost disappears, and a dark hooded phantom comes towards Scrooge, and this is the final spirit, called the ghost of Christmas yet to come. And this leads Scrooge through scenes relating to a man's death. He shows him the Cratchits, whose son Tiny Tim by this time has died. Finally, the ghost shows Scrooge the gravestone of a man that people have been talking about. And as he looks closely, it bears the name Ebenezer Scrooge. And Scrooge doesn't say whether Scrooge had tossed any money into the coffin or not, but we assume he did. So what do these represent in us, and why are they continually hassling us and bothering us and coming into our life? Well, the ghost of Christmas past represents our memory, everything that we have ever held on to, not only about Christmas, but about ourselves, about life, about the relationships that we've had. Christmas is great and Christmas is not so great. These are all in our subconscious mind, and because we continue to hold on to them, they continue to haunt us. The ghost of Christmas present represents what's going on in your life right now, all over the world, what's going on in our city, our state, our world. And do we see generosity and goodwill and trust and faith, or do we see greed and hate and pandemic and signs of impending doom? It represents what is there that we see in our present circumstances. And finally, there is the ghost of Christmas yet to come, which represents what we project will be the outcome. If you stay where you are right now, how will your life end? How will your time on this planet end, or how will it be remembered, or what will be the positive elements of your life? Will there be positive elements in your life? And what would your life look like if you were to change your attitude today from bah humbug about anything or anyone to God bless us one and all? Now we remember in the story that Scrooge awoke on Christmas Day, and he's full of zest and zeal, and he finds that it's still Christmas Eve. It's not, well, all of that happened on Christmas Eve. He wakes on Christmas Eve, and he discovers there's still time to change, still time to do stuff. and he's feeling warm and toasty inside, just like the Grinch. And so he's delighted to find that the spirits did all this work in one night. So he gives the boy half a crown to buy the prize turkey in the butcher and have it delivered to the Cratchits. He dresses, goes out on the street, meets those that were collecting for charities, and puts something in the pot for them. Next day, he offers Bob Cratchit a pay raise, and he just keeps going on and on and on, celebrating Christmas and doing all these things. So finally, once again, we ask the question for you and for me today on our journey: are you going from afar, or are you going closely to the birth of the Christ within yourself? How far are you away from affirming out loud, God bless us, everyone? That's the key question that all of us need to ask. And that means everyone. We've got our distance, we've got our challenge, we've got our journey ahead. But my prayer for you this morning is, God bless you, everyone. Thank you.
Well, that was awesome. Beautiful. Yeah, let's give them another round of applause. I love the music this morning. Can you guys hear me? Am I on? I am? Okay. He just has it turned down because I'm so loud. That's good. Okay. Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, for we know that there is only one power, one presence, one life. So whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey of transformation, you are welcome here. We would especially like to welcome anyone who's here for the very first time. If this is your first time to our ministry and you feel comfortable raising your hand, we would love to say hello and also offer you a free coffee at our barista stand after the service. So is there anyone here for the first time? Oh, good. Yay. Yeah, nice. Couple of people. Great. Again, please visit our barista stand. Who's barista today? Oh, okay. Good. Yeah, so visit those two. And just back here, and we're just so happy that you're here. So we welcome you. For those of you who are here in person, as well as those watching online, we would encourage you to sign up for our e-newsletter. That way you can learn all about our upcoming transformational speakers, as well as workshops, events, classes, all of the cool stuff that we've got going on. So you can do that by signing up with the QR code that you see here and then around the sanctuary or around the center, as well as on our website at unityspokane.org. We would also love to connect with you on our social media sites. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. All you have to do is search Unity Spiritual Center Spokane to find us. So again, we are so happy you're joining us here today. Now it's time to just take a moment to acknowledge and bless one another with a socially distanced namaste greeting from your seat. So feel free to stand as you are able and send your loving energy to those around you. Perfect. Thank you so much. It's time to celebrate abundance together as we share our tithes and love offerings. If you would like to give virtually today, please text your amount, just the number, to our text to give number, which is 509-215-2552. For those here in the sanctuary, our ushers will be going around with our love offering bags. So I invite you to hold your offering in your hand, or if you are a monthly giver or giving virtually, please hold that energy in your heart as we say together our love offering blessing. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. And we've got a song.
Yes. Some of you might remember Mannheim Steamroller back in the day. So this is called Traditions of Christmas.
was beautiful. Thank you so much. I just want to, let's give the musicians again. We had a lot of musicians here today. So let's give them one more round of applause. So happy. Let's bless this offering. Dear Spirit, thank you for these gifts and for those who have given them as we send them forward in continued service to our mission of transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in our world. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Amen. Okay, let's see. Our chaplains today are Marlene and Theodora, who have been holding this service in prayer for us today, either from home or here in the sanctuary. And Theodora will be available to pray with you immediately after services. She will be up here at the front of the sanctuary, so if you have something heavy on your heart or something that you would like to celebrate, Theodora will be here to pray with you. Thank you both so much for your service. We would like to encourage anyone who is in need of prayer support to please fill out a prayer request form that you'll find in that seat pocket in front of you. And then we also have some on the tables outside of the prayer boxes, so please fill those out and put them in the prayer box. We also have online requests at unityspokane.org. Contact us. You can submit a prayer request that way as well. Please know that we are serious about our prayer work, and we have an entire prayer team that will pray over you or your loved ones for 30 days. And then we also send those to Silent Unity to be prayed over for 30 days as well. So lots of prayer work. Please take advantage. Okay, our children are coming in, so we're going to sing them in with Peanuts. Ooh, I love it. Love it. Do a little dance. Well, we had child care for kids 0 to 7, which are here on the stage. And then we also had kids, I believe, that are in the audience. If you're a young person in our youth ministry, please feel free to stand up now. Anybody? A little shy. It's okay. We just want to bless all of you. And then we also have a reading. Who's doing our Love Advent reading today? Oh, okay. Oh, good. Basan, come on up. Come on up. You've got some youth with you. So I think we'll do our Advent reading on love, and then we will bless all of our children. Take it away, Basans.
Can you hear me? Today, always. Today is the final Sunday in Advent. Today we celebrate the theme of love. Love is a gift of the Christ child, grown up as Jesus, came to give to the people of earth. And the greatest of these is love. Our Christ nature is pure, unconditional love, expressing the absolute knowing that we are all one. Jesus, in his life and in his words, exemplified the understanding by inviting those who followed him and those who didn't to be loving in thoughts, words, and actions. It is our nature, our divine nature, to look back, to look for the good of love in another and reflect that back. In its simplest form, we know how to be loving because we are love.
Light the Advent candle one, now the waiting has begun. We have started on our way, time to think of Christmas Day. I light this candle for faith and hope.
Light the Advent candle to think of humble shepherds who, filled with honor at the sight of the child on Christmas night. Light a candle I light this candle for peace. Light the Advent candle 3. Find the joy that is the key to leave sadness, being free, and seeing Christ in you and me. I light this candle for joy.
Light the Advent candle 4. Think of love forevermore. Christ child in a stable born, gift of love that Christmas morn. I light this candle for love.
The fourth candle is the Christ child's candle. It reminds us that as we open our hearts, the Christ Spirit will be born in us every day. The Christ child is the gift of God's love brought to the people of earth. And now please join. Candle, candle, burning bright, shining in the winter night. Candle, candle, burning bright, fill our hearts with Christmas light.
Thank you so much, Basans. It's fun to see you with your grandkids, too, and your daughter. That's awesome. Okay, so now we are going to do our children's blessing. As always, we are so grateful for our young people here at Unity Spiritual Center. And so if there's any young people in the audience, please stand up so we can bless you as well. And let's just take a moment to bless these kids up here in the audience, as well as those in service to our youth ministry with our children's blessing. Be the love you are, sing the song you hear, share your joy of life with people far and near. And for ourselves, be the love you are, sing the song we hear, share our joy of life with people far and near. Thank you so much, kids. You can go back to your people now, your peeps. So cute. Oh my gosh, so cute. I love the little tiny ones. All right. And now, please stand as you are able and join together for our closing prayer for protection, followed by joy to the world. Together we affirm, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And that's the truth.